Oh shit, mate. Hey everybody, welcome back to the Couchcast. This is our special spooky Halloween edition. I'm
Yep.
here with my co-host as always,
Hello.
John. How you doing?
I'm doing just fine. You seem to sort of like die and disappear at the end of your sentence.
Oh.
Okay.
Oh, it's because I'm a ghost, John. And I'm
Good. Just for spooking it.
just
Or
for
not.
spooking.
For the spooky episode. Whatever.
Nah, who cares?
I got used to calling it spooking it.
God, I I was thinking like if we just go like all out on Halloween, right? Then we just we don't have to focus on any other holiday for the rest of the year.
Okay. No Christmas, nothing else.
No,
No
yeah, it's
Thanksgiving, nothing.
just it goes all into our Halloween,
Halloween.
and we'll have like one little Christmas note.
We should. Oh, I guess it's sort of too late now. We should have got a fucking Halloween texture pack for Minecraft Fridays.
Maybe, but none of those really come out anywhere close to the time that we record it.
Well, I know, but if we'd been thinking ahead like we should have, like when we bulk recorded those last two, we should have had one for those two. Because those come out in the Halloween. Well, because one of them's coming out this week, and then the other one's coming out next week.
Yep, it comes out the day before Halloween.
Yeah. So it would have been so good to have them, but we don't.
Nope, but we don't, because that's just who we are.
Yeah. We think of things much later than we can implement them.
Really, honestly. I think it's kind of our charm, though, is that we just don't know what the fuck we're doing.
Yeah, and then we express that we don't know what we're doing, and that we actually have good ideas, but we fuck it up.
Yeah.
Inevitably in this or in this show.
Oh
So,
yeah, this is essentially not even the couch cast. It's just the
we fucked up.
Yeah, we done fucked up cast.
I mean, we came up with the plan, but we came up with it just a bit late.
Yeah. All right. So, what's been going on in your week, John? Anything special?
Well, Alan came out last weekend, and we went fucking bowling.
He came out of the closet?
Yeah, he did.
He's leaving your mom?
Yeah, he's gay. He wanted to get with me. It was very weird. I told him no.
So he took you out bowling to try and warm you up.
Yeah. No, okay. So we went to the fucking casino to go bowling. Mm-hmm. Of course, because that's the only fucking thing you do around here. Because it's so small, you have to go to the casino for everything. But, so as we were walking out, Alan's like, you know what? I'll give each you and Georgia $5. You can go play in the fucking arcade. So I was like, shit, yes. So we got our little tokens and everything. And I play this machine where you, like, drop a ball down. And you gotta, like, it's really weird. And the ball just bounces all over the fucking place and falls in a hole. And you get tickets, right? The fucking ticket thing was broken. So when I went to go rip them out, like, 5 more just pulled out.
Wait. So when you went to go...
Like, rip my tickets off the machine, like, 5 more pulled out. I was like, oh shit. And then I sat there and pulled out every single ticket in the machine. It got over 1,000 tickets from, like, 2 tokens.
You see, nothing that cool ever happened to me.
And I got this awesome fucking green sword that makes noises.
I'm envious. Are you having fun, Sean?
Yes.
I like to believe that that's just been sitting next to your computer since you got it, and you just swing it around every once in a while.
I do. I was waiting to tell you two on the Couchcast that I got a fucking green sword because the machine broke.
That is great.
And it has 2 orange stickers on it that say sword. Like, in case I forget that it's a sword, it tells me.
Well, like, growing up, I lived in a town that had a Chuck E. Cheese in it, right? So I didn't have to drive out really far. And so, but nothing that cool ever happened to me at Chuck E. Cheese's. What did happen, though, was kind of the opposite. So I was walking, and, like, just this huge chick, and I was probably, like, 10, like, 9, 10, and this just huge chick who just shouldn't have been there. Like, she was probably honestly like 14, 15, which is about the age that you should probably stop going to Chuck E.
I'd
Cheese.
fucking go to Chuck E. Cheese any day.
I mean, so would I, but you should probably stop.
But I don't give a fuck. I'm 15, soon to be 16. I'll fucking go to Chuck E. Cheese any day.
Honestly, I would too. Do you want to go to Chuck E. Cheese, John?
Yes, let's do it.
You want to do a live podcast at Chuck E. Cheese?
Our mic's already so bad. Those two kids screaming and not be able to understand a single word we say.
No, it's all right. We'll do it in the tubes
Okay.
that you call around it. No, so the focal point is she's super huge, and she bumps into me, and she knocks over all my tokens and my tickets, and I start picking them up, and then she just like gets down on the ground, and she's also trying to pick them up, and I'm like, no, these are mine. And she's like, no, they're not, they're mine. And it's just like this super evil fucking demonic voice, and through that, she stole like half my tickets and tokens. I was so pissed off.
You got wrecked, kid. You should have fought her.
Yeah, you know what? She was fucking fat. And this was before I got Mondo fat, and so I couldn't compete.
Nice.
That's secretly why I got fat. Is I no longer wanted to be.
You didn't want to have your ticket stolen anymore. Like, just in case we go back to fucking Chuck E. Cheese, 'cause I'm getting big. Nobody's gonna fucking knock over my tickets and take them again. Swear to fucking God.
Yeah.
And now you're just like regretting that decision and trying to lose weight again.
Oh yeah. Well, I don't really know if anything went on during like my week because I don't have a very interesting life.
I got MG1.
Yeah, are you talking about Counter-Strike?
Yeah. It's a rank Counter-Strike.
I know what it is.
Okay. I mean, that's pretty much my week.
I think my weekends have just become a blur of me getting just blackout drunk and passing out and waking up on Monday. That's not what happened, but that's what it feels like.
Okay.
Like right now, it's the end of the day, and I feel like I've just got a massive hangover because I got a throbbing headache, and just the sunlight hurts my eyes, and just my life's just gone to shit.
Nice.
Anybody who watches the show semi-regularly knows that me and John are in Space Debate, right?
Yeah.
And in Space Debate, you have to pay a $50 fee to participate in the club.
Which is gay as fuck.
Yeah. And because they just initiated this. And so, as a gift, my roommate decided that he was going to pay it for me, right?
Oh, shit.
And so I get home today, and he's counting out just this huge stack of coins. And I'm like, what are you doing? And he just has a bunch of stacks of quarters, and he's like, see, these are 49, and he pulls out 4 more quarters, and then here's 50 stacks of 4 quarters.
I fucking guessed it. As soon as you're like, he's gonna pay for my $50, and I come home and he's got just a pile of fucking coins. I'm like, he's gonna fucking pay the $50 with my quarters.
Literally, I'm toting around 200 quarters. That's how I'm gonna pay.
They're not gonna accept it. I bet you $1 they don't accept it.
I got 50 in quarters in case they don't accept it.
Oh my lord.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
I know, right? I just really want to.
I fucking love your roommate. I've never even met him, but I love him. He's
great. I just really want to go in and be like, yeah, I'm here to pay my fee. Just break the table.
Do you have like a rucksack or anything that you can just bring them in? Just boom.
I was considering bringing them in like a tube sock so I could like ward away muggers.
200. That would like fill up a tube sock.
I know.
Like you'd be trying to stop them from spilling out of your fucking tube sock.
I know. It's great. So that's about about all I have to talk about this week. Other than the fact that I drew a beautiful picture of you today.
Yes, that was pretty good.
I drew John with. It was just a picture of John, very general, very. You can tell it's him. It's not the most accurate picture, but just at the end there, I just threw him in with what appears to be a 2-foot cock.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
the direction of the picture is sort of me, and then he puts like a fucking messed up backwards hand flipping off the world because that's generally how I act. And then he's like, "No, I'm gonna have you beating your off on your fucking dick while flipping off the world." And then I'll make that penis longer than your arm.
Yeah. That was my reasoning. Is that if I'm gonna go out, gotta go out big.
And then he promptly drew our friend Joseph Boswell. And he
Yeah.
drew the penis like 2.5 times his height, at least.
Oh yeah.
So that's probably like a solid 13, 14-foot dick.
Oh yeah.
And then he drew our friend Moses and made it so it just towered over Moses. Like
and
one of the balls was like 4 of Moses.
At least it was at least like 30 feet.
More than that. The fucking Moses wasn't as big as his own balls.
I'm ashamed of myself.
So he starts off giving me with a massively oversized dick, and he gives Joseph an even bigger one, and then he just blows it out of the water with Moses. The worst part is Moses, the one with the biggest dick, is an Asian. So I mean, it makes no sense. No sense.
All right.
Yeah.
All right. If that's how you feel. I mean, I just hope that in real life he actually has just a massive heart. Just to spite you.
Oh,
and also,
I thought it because you wanted to suckle on it.
I mean, also, yeah. Side benefit.
So fucking, I didn't even hear most of this conversation. But in the middle of class, Chris just starts fucking screaming, "I will get on that fucking dick!"
No. It was, do you not think I can jump on that rock hard cock?
So I turn around, I'm like, "Chris, you need to calm down. No one's doubting you'll get on the dick."
Well, what it was is I was talking to Denise, and I'm joking around like I usually do. And I was just like, "Oh, look at her," referring to our buddy Sal. And I was like, "Oh, look at Sal, isn't just such a stud?" And she's like, "Eh." And I was like, "What? What, you doubting me? Are you doubting my skills? Are you doubting my ability to jump on that dick?" I'm just getting progressively louder, and eventually I get to that line, of course, and John just turns around and deals with it like he has to deal with it all the time. Like I'm his 5-year-old, and he's like, he just gets like this sometimes. He's a little angry.
But I didn't hear any other part of the conversation except for, "I will jump on that rock hard cock." And I'm like, what the fuck? Okay, Chris, calm down. No one doubts you get on the pee-pee. Alright.
I get my fair share of pee-pees. So what's the topic tonight, John?
It's Spoopy is the topic.
Yeah, it's just spooky stories.
So Chris is gonna read some like shitty creepypastas, I guess, and then I got a really crappy book from my school library. They're like, "Look, have a bunch of shit books. They're free. We don't want them." And I grabbed The Haunted Graveyard and Other True Ghost Stories, and I really hope they're cheesy and shit.
All right, well let's just get into the main topic. We're here. Oh, so who should start? Should I start?
Yeah, you should start.
Okay, I'm gonna start out with one that I found very strange. It's got surprisingly a high rating. It's really short. I'll read it to you. All right. She made a playful squeal as I tagged her. It was clear she was enjoying herself. She was laughing herself to tears. "Daddy, stop it! My sides hurt." She continued to laugh. Her joy was contagious. I smiled. For once in years, I smiled. I dare say I've smiled more that day than I have in my entire life. Alas, all good things must come to an end. She was tired, and fell asleep shortly after. My wife soon came home. She was so glad to see me, she yelled my name. Again, laughing to tears. She hugged me, still laughing. I continued to smile. She looked down and saw my tagging tool. Quickly shooting her focus back to my eyes, I continued to smile. Michael! Tears continued to stream down her face in excitement. How could you have done this to our little angel? She tried to run, but she was too slow. Tag? I smiled wider. You're it.
So he
Do you like?
fucking murdered his child and then his wife,
Yeah.
thinking he was like having a fun time.
Yeah. He stabbed them.
And he's like, "Oh, she went to sleep. She got tired. You fucking killed her."
I just love. She saw my tag. Cool. Great.
Okay, so obviously he's mentally insane or whatever. In his mind, what is a tagging tool?
It's a. I think
Like a
it's
little stick or like? Well, no, because to him it's obviously not like a knife. He's not like murdering his family in his own eyes. In his eyes, he's just fucking playing tag. But like in his eyes,
what is
what is a
like?
tagging tool?
You're basically asking like, what the hell is a tagging tool?
Yeah.
Like, what is it? It's like like when you had the book bears and they had the sparkly sticks that had like the glove fingers on the end
Yeah.
that you always like put in your nose, be like, and
And picking my nails, guys. That kind of thing.
then yeah.
That's a tagging tool.
I mean, that's the only thing I
Okay.
can really assume. Unless it was like one of the gooey like hands that you go
Just swing it around like.
to
I
death.
fucking love those. Really, it wasn't a knife. He had like a fucking mace. Just fucking murdered them with. You thought it was one of
Oh
those little like
Jesus.
throw around hands, but no, it was a fucking mace.
Yeah.
Damn.
Okay, I'm gonna read you another one.
Okay.
All right. I think you might like this one. Here I lay, all snuggled up in bed, warm and satisfied under soft silk covers, watching some stupid documentary on TV I'd never heard of. I'd turn it over, but the gallon tub of cookie dough ice cream wouldn't let me use my hands for anything other than shoveling the frozen treat into my mouth. Nights like these aren't rare. It isn't often that everyone's out of the house but me, so I make sure to savor them. In fact, I wasn't expecting anyone to be back till morning. That's what made the sound of the door opening downstairs so alarming. Panic hits me like a steam train. I silently leap out from under the covers, spilling the ice cream all over my pristine white carpet floor, and creak
Is it
open the
like
wardrobe.
just melted as fuck?
I, apparently, let me finish. And creak open the wardrobe next to the bed. I hear footsteps, heavy and indiscreet, like they want me to know that they're here. I pant and pick up the spoon I had just been using to enjoy a relaxing night. Footsteps get louder. I force myself into the minuscule space remaining in the wardrobe, and closing the door, just as the stranger opens the bedroom door. Not sparing any seconds for silence, I peer through the gap. His face looks familiar, but I can't place my finger on where I've known him, or where I know him from. He spots the spilled ice cream and darts his head across the expanse of the room. "Hello?" he calls, not sounding vicious, but I've made that mistake before. Now, under any circumstances, I assume never, under any circumstances, assume friendliness from a voice. He looks under the bed. Oh crap, he's looking for someone. I hold back a whimper and start bending the bowl of the spoon back and forth, hoping to snap it off and create some way of defending myself. It snaps, but it creates a metallic click, and the man turns his head up and makes his way to the wardrobe. I'm shaking. Please don't open it. Please don't open it. Please don't open it. The door swings open, and he sees me. We scream simultaneously in fear and surprise. Without hesitation, I leap onto the man and start digging into whatever stretch of flesh I can with my sharp edge of the spoon handle. He screeches in clear pain, but I won't stop. I hammer the handle deep into his chest and neck, over and over, till he becomes motionless. I've killed him. I cry in disgust and sprint downstairs and away from the house. I charge down the road until I feel like I'm far enough away. I sit down for a moment and exhale heavily before regaining my composure. Pulling out my phone, I open Twitter and search #party. Hopefully this time, I'll find a household that isn't lying when they say they'll be out all night.
Oh. Okay.
I just thought that was kind of ridiculous.
What the fuck? What the shit? She's fucking just brutally murdered this man for being in his own house. What the fuck?
You know, when he makes that post on Twitter, he should really just stay out all night. Hold on. Yeah.
This woman is ruthless. The fucking spoon.
The episode where they introduced Doc from Back to the Future. We're watching it. No. How long?
I don't. You can say 30 minutes.
No, we're
Just
gonna
watch
watch
a
it with you.
different
No,
episode.
we're not. We're in the middle.
That's your fault. Yep. Sorry about that.
Your mom's watching Back to the Future?
No, my mom is watching Taxi
Oh.
from the 70s, but it has the. She apparently can't remember the name Christopher Lloyd, but it has the guy who plays Doc, who's Christopher Lloyd. All right.
Okay.
Cut all that out. Jump back in.
Why? I mean, your mom's pretty. She's a nice lady. I think we really need her in her videos to get the views up.
Fuck that. Okay.
Do you want me to read one?
Yeah, too. You got one ready?
Which one do you want? We have the haunted graveyard, the jealous ghost, the greatest fear of all, the spirit of Waverly Inn. Okay, confession from beyond, the ghostly house call.
I think I'm feeling confession from the great beyond. Because
Okay.
I feel like it's gonna be something like, I masturbated.
I was masturbating when I died. Blood really turns me on.
I was thinking like, I squirted so much that I dehydrated.
No, I was thinking like he actually like cut himself like severely. He just got so turned on. He just had to go. Just yeah. These are really fucking long. Well, I mean, they're not really fucking long, but like compared to yours, I think this is the shortest one in the book actually, and it's like 12 pages.
Ah shit. Should we just say GG no?
One second. Here, I'll just find one real fast. You read one, and do you have another one?
Yeah, I got it.
I'll find a shitty creepypasta.
Alright. Just look up crappy pasta.
Crappy pasta? I already looked up shitty creepypasta.
Oh, okay. Well, it should. Okay. Oh, okay. This one's called Name. This week, I moved into a new house. The house itself was lovely, 2 stories, 3 bedrooms, 2 baths, and a fenced-in backyard. And a big kitchen. The tree in the front yard is tall and strong, with a fine job of blocking my living room windows from the street. The water pressure is fabulous, and the closets are large, and the wood floors are new. The only problem I've had so far is that my neighbors are rather loud. Our houses connect on one side, so we share a living room, bedroom, and kitchen wall. All day long I can hear them banging around their kitchen, watching loud movies, talking, and their small child crying. It's a bit trying, but nothing I can't live with, I suppose. Now, to get directly to the thing that really concerns me, it started when I was in the shower this morning. I usually like to have music playing while I shower, but today, I decided that I'd rather just enjoy silence. The activity was fairly uneventful, until, as I was in the middle of washing my hair, I heard my neighbors talking from the other side of the wall. I couldn't make out what they were saying, but it sounded strange to me. It seemed that they were mumbling something, whispering, and occasionally laughing quietly, but I couldn't figure out how I could hear them if they were evidently speaking quietly. I thought that they must be standing absurdly close to their side of the wall in order to be so audible in the midst of my shower. I didn't think too much of this incident until I was leaving work an hour later. As I started to open my car door, I turned back to the house, feeling like I'd forgotten something. As I looked up at my bedroom window, I realized the neighbor's house shares a wall on the opposite side of the house from the bathroom. On the other side of my bathroom lies my bedroom closet. Yep,
Okay.
they were in his closet.
Oh,
Spoopy.
Spoopy. Well, there's one
I have
called
sentiments like
Sonic.exe, so I think I want to read it.
no. Sonic.exe is like a really well-known one.
Well, fine. Fuck you.
Look. We can just go. We just not do one thing, you John.
Okay. That makes me sad. I had such high hopes for this book, and now I'm like, fucking the longest stories in the book.
Here. Read one that you think is good, and we'll see how it takes.
That I think is good.
Or just read one.
Fucking, I think I saved one of them.
Because I've got one more creepypasta to go through.
This one, okay. Yeah! It's been 6 weeks since my first sighting of the wicked old hag. I woke up in the middle of the night and went to roll over, but my entire body was paralyzed. I lay there, scared and helpless. What the fuck? It's just like, I can't even read that word. Contem. Oh, fucking what the hell? Okay, contemplating my predicament when I became aware of the presence in the room with me. A presence that I can only describe as pure evil. I caught sight of the withered old woman at the foot of the bed. Her tall, hunched frame was draped in a long, dirty gown, and wisps of filthy white hair from her balding scalp. I channeled all my energy into a desperate attempt to move. My efforts were in vain. It felt as though I was being pinned down to the bed by an invisible force. I tried screaming. I tried scream out for help. Good grammar there. But my words came out as jumbled whispers. I could feel her claw-like hands on my legs and my arms as she crawled her way up my ragged body. A crooked smile revealed her rotten teeth, and her bloodshot eyes were callous and calculating as she stared directly at me. Suddenly, I bolted upright in bed. I could move again, and the room was empty. It was just a bad dream, I concluded. It took me a few minutes to catch my breath, and I settled back to sleep. A couple weeks later, I met my friend for a drink, and a point in our conversation reminded me of the dream. I had a scary case of sleep paralysis a couple weeks ago, I told him. Really? Did you see the old hag, my friend replied. An icy chill ran over my body. I hadn't told anyone about my dream, and there was no way he could have known what I had seen. How the hell do you know? I asked in my disbelief, my voice quivering. I read about it sometime.
That book just cursed.
What?
That supposed child book just cursed.
This isn't the child book. This is just a pasta I saw and I was like, why not? I read about it some time ago, he explained, startled by my reaction. A phenomenon known as the old hag syndrome, where sufferers of sleep paralysis are visited by an entity, often in the form of an old hag. You're bullshitting me, I said, incredulously. He convinced me to look it up. So when I returned home, I typed the keywords old hag and sleep paralysis into Google. It returned pages full of results, some of which told of an ancient folklore spanning different cultures. Others told of personal experiences like my own. To some, the entity took the form of an old lady or witch. To others, she looked more like a demon. But they all described the presence of an overwhelming evil. More chilling of all were the accounts in which the hag tortured and molested her victims as they lay paralyzed and helpless.
Oh.
I turned off my computer and put it out of mind. An eerie mood lingered in my room. I had a bad feeling that unless I could get her out of my mind, she was sure to pay me another visit. That night, I was woken by a piercing crackle. I lay paralyzed at that tall and stooped figure emerging at the foot of my bed. She crawled under the covers and up my body before sitting on my chest and peering down at me. She ran her slimy tongue over my chapped lips and made slurping sounds. What transpired after that I cannot bring myself to talk about. She sucked his dick. Probably. I spent subsequent days browsing forums for answers for a way out. I am neither religious nor superstitious. and I don't believe anything considered supernatural, but scientific resources often have a rational explanation for what I've been experiencing. It's just speculation and skepticism in some cultures is believed to be a demonic curse, and that an entity is brought to life through the power of suggestion. Most victims recall some kind of trigger that worked its way into their subconscious, such as painting or a friend sharing the personal experience. I've been telling myself, don't think of the old hag, but as we all know, the harder you try not to think about something, the more the thought persists. The vision grows more and more vivid and traumatizing. There we go. When I think of her, some nights she violates me in unspeakable ways, sucks his dick, and I wake up with bruises. Beats him while sucking his dick, scratches and bite marks over my body. Oh God. Other nights I hear her ragged breathing in my ear and find her laying next to me, grinning and gurgling. But I think I've learned a way to rid of these visions once and for all. I must plant the thought into the mind of someone else and distract the old hag with a fresh victim. As selfless and cruel as it is for me to pass this curse on to someone else, I just can't bear it myself anymore. Dear reader, whoever you are, please forgive me.
Oh, shit.
That's why I chose it, because one of those ones is like, well, now that you read this, you're fucked.
Well, now the old hag's gonna suck my dick.
Yep.
Well,
And
I like that
you.
occasionally he wakes up and looks to the side, and the old hag has decided to just take a night out and just cuddle,
Yeah,
just
cuddle.
spoon, you know.
I mean, sucking dick and beating him up and biting him everywhere. I mean, that's real nice, but sometimes you just gotta calm
Sometimes you
down,
just gotta get in the spoon.
get a nice cuddle.
To really let them know that you love them.
Yeah.
Well, the thing is, like, that's a real thing, though. It's not the old hag or whatever, but the sleep paralysis or maybe sleep apnea. One of those things. There are like people they can't move, and
Well,
they'll
yeah.
have terrifying visions in their sleep, and they can't move. And the worst part is it doesn't take place in like some sort of fantasy world. It usually takes place in the confines of the bathroom, their bedroom, and they see these horrible things like people with masks coming to stab them, or whatever.
Yeah.
And it's so horrible because people actually have that, and it's
Yeah, I
just like
know.
it would freak me the fuck out.
That's why I chose it.
I know. So if I get visited by the old hag tonight, I'll make sure to give you a call first thing.
Good. I mean, you got some Wu-Tang.
Yeah. You know, I mean, it's not how I imagine getting rid of the old V card, but works.
I mean,
Sometimes
she'll sit on your chest, Chris, and just, I guess, rub her vagina on your chest and lick your lips.
sometimes you just gotta get that first experience right out of there. You know, get not.
So you can
Yeah,
feel comfortable in a situation where somebody's beating the crap out of you, biting you, and sucking your dick. I mean,
exactly.
you just gotta get used to it.
Well, you know,
Because, I mean, I watch a lot of porn, and that's all sex is you just beat the fuck out of them and then suck their dick.
yeah, exactly. If porn is taught me anything, which is
Yeah.
a lot. All right, I've got one more creepypasta. This one is called The Midnight Dancer,
Okay.
and I will warn you about clowns.
It's about what?
Clowns.
Oh, shit.
Have you ever had one of those feelings that something was wrong? I don't mean during the day either, but at night. I mean that sudden unprovoked feeling of dread that commands you to wake. Funny, it's almost like nocturnal evil gives off something that a sleeping brain picks up on. I had one of those recently. It forced me up at 3 a.m. Normally when you have that feeling, you lie still, feigning sleep. Or if you're feeling adventurous, you take a quick check around the house. After you fail to discover anything, you inevitably crawl back to sleep. I should have done that this time. I should have stayed asleep. That night I sat straight up. For the longest time I sat there standing in the darkness of my house before I even realized that I was awake. Then came the fear, that slow strangling feeling that constricts your chest and warms your way down your throat. Ew. I was alone in my home, wide-eyed and afraid with no explanation. I couldn't hear the telltale signs of a break-in downstairs or the phantom sounds of a leaking pipe. I had no reason to be freaked out, but I was.
Without much thought, I got up and walked over to the window. I didn't know why. I peeled back just enough of the curtain to poke my head through, and I stared out into the moonlit backyard. I should have stayed asleep. Outside, pacing around my garden, was a clown. It had ruffles around its sleeves and collar, baggy pants and floppy shoes. It's John's getting a little scared.
Mommy.
Okay, baby. Its painted white face was even topped off with a big red rebel nose. It was without a doubt the last thing I wanted to see at 3 in the morning. It danced in complete silence, doing a step that only a madman or a child could understand. Its playful manner was haunting. I watched with dread and fascination as it circled the garden, trying best to ignore the growing lump in my throat. It moved around, pausing occasionally to play with my gardening tools, or sniff the budding plants. Then it waltzed over to an oak sapling I had planted, and disappeared. I blinked. This was impossible. It walked behind the thin infant plant, but didn't come out the other side. I should have seen it. I should have seen it the entire time, but I didn't. It was like the clown had walked through a door hidden behind the slide. I should have stayed asleep. I hoped that everything was some sort of waking dream. Pretending nothing happened was easier than the truth. The clown came back though. Night after night I watched as it danced around my backyard, and at the end of every night it would vanish the same way. One night it disappeared behind a garden hoe, only for it to appear seconds later from behind the lawnmower. This guy's yard is really cluttered.
I know. Like, clean that shit up. Like, cut down your little sapling, and he can't fucking come back no more, can he?
Cut down a sapling.
Put that shit
Put
in the
your
shed.
garage.
Get some, like, super ass bright lights. Get, like, of course, like, 9 pit bulls in the yard to, like, fucking protect you. And then there you go.
Alright. Okay. This is the juicy part. Found it digging a hole in the middle of the yard. Once again, could have been solved by a shed.
Yeah.
I've never seen it do something like this before, and my immediate thought is that the clown is digging my grave. The hole got deeper and deeper as the clown dug until the top of the hole reached its head. Once finished, it stood at the edge of the hole motionless, when out of nowhere it jerked its head around. My heart pounded so hard that I could taste the copper in my mouth. I'm about to tear away from the curtain when I see it bend down and pluck a flower. The clown put the stem between its teeth and planted the shovel firm in the ground before stretching out, pretend suspenders, and admiring its work like a farmer. My head was still racing at this point, but I was just glad it didn't see me. As if the thing had read my mind, it turned on its heel and stared right at me. I never thought I'd actually pray for a heart attack. It spit out the flower and ran towards me, and its feet flopping to the side. It stopped a few feet from my house, grinning at me with a filthy orange teeth as it pointed to the hole and waved me over excitingly like a child showing off a finger paint. Frozen in place, the only thing I do was furiously shake my head no. The clown...
No, please. Stop.
Nope. Sorry. The clown's smile fell, and it scratched its head as if confused. Then it walked over to the hole and pointed at it again. I would have told it to fuck off if I could. It stood there for a moment before animatedly acting out its aha moment. It then waltzed over to the planted shovel and disappeared behind it. I stared wide-eyed, hoping that it would reappear in the yard like before. I silently prayed for this until the moment I heard my closet creak open. I should have stayed asleep. I just like, and there's a couple comments on it, like, bitch, why didn't you call the cops? Which is a very valid point.
Yeah, honestly.
Because what it seems like is that this clown was haunting him for a good period of time.
Yeah. And I mean, if you can like sort of read your thoughts, I guess. I mean, I think audience me fucking directly at you. Then you know, like fuck off. Then he's like, do you still me to fuck off, bitch? Okay, I'm coming in there. I ain't asking no more. Come on, get in the fucking hole. You're in. That's it. You're done.
I mean, like...
Maybe if you just gently asked me, you're like, nah, I don't like holes. Please, I don't want to go in there. I would have been like, okay, man, that's good. I'll just fill it right back in. But no, you said fuck off. So get in there now. I'm done.
Okay, man. I'll fill back up. Oh, you want to go?
No problem.
Wash some nasty
I realize some people don't like getting all dirty and that shit. I don't fucking care. But fuck you.
No, all he had to do really was, when the clown invited him over like a child to see the hole, he should have just went to go see the hole. I mean, you don't know what was in the hole. Maybe he like had a little present in there or something.
Yeah.
Maybe he had like a tea party. You don't know what the clown was thinking.
Yeah. And you come over and be like, I don't really like holes. You would have been
Yeah, you're
fine. You're like, okay. I mean, you don't gotta go in my hole. Just go back in there. I mean, I'll keep fucking around in your yard, of course, but I mean, you don't gotta go in my hole.
But this story is secretly just a cautionary tale on don't leave your fucking yard cluttered or clowns are gonna teleport in through your gardenware.
Also, just don't be a bitch, and you'll be fine. I
Don't
mean,
try to don't first of all, when if you see a clown in your yard at 3 in the morning, you should probably not just watch it.
well, and even if you do, and he asks you to see his hole, just come take a peek and be like,
Oh.
I really don't want to get dirty, man. These are like my nice pajamas.
If anything,
Just like fine.
just dig the hole with him.
Yeah, help him out.
Clowns, they get just such a bad rap because every once in a while one clown goes bad and we just
And like rapes 3 kids at a party or something, but whatever. I mean, come on.
just shit on the whole clown profession. Look, clown lives matter.
That's a good joke, Chris.
Oh, okay. Before we say goodbye, I want to say, like, do you have, like, personally any spooky stories from when you were a kid?
Not really, no.
No. Well, you see, like, 'cause, I mean, you grew up here, right? And there's nothing
Yeah.
out here. It's all dead, right?
Yeah.
So I've got a couple stories. First of all, when I was a kid, right? I grew up in the Midwest, Southern Indiana. If anyone's from there, I'm your boy. So I grew up in Indiana, and like the Midwest, right, is just that the kind of what you think of like old, creepy, haunted shit, you know.
Okay.
And so we lived in this apartment complex, but right next to the apartment complex was this field. I don't even know what they grew there. I think it was corn, which is extra creepy. But it never fully grew. They always ended up like harvesting or whatever before it was done or something. It was always weird. I
Okay.
never saw. Yeah, I don't know what they grew. It looked like corn, but it was just I never saw it once grow to full heights. Maybe that's why the house was so decrepit. But it was like something out of a horror movie. It was just like an old, decrepit-looking house in the middle of a fucking field. And of course,
Cornfield, nonetheless.
yeah, cornfield nonetheless. And me and I lived next door to my best friend Nathan. He was 2 years older than me. We did everything together. We were best friends, buddies for a long time. He's my oldest friend. I've known him since I was 3. Um, we always talk about, hey man, we should go see what the fuck's going on in that house. And of course, we were just we were fucking ballsless little kids, so we were too scared.
Yeah.
But one night we did manage to venture over there. A couple little flashlights, Dora the Explorer, walkie-talkies, the whole.
Did he get the backpacks with him too? Like in case he found something
Yeah.
cool, you like put in your little Dora Explorer backpack and be like, "Hey map, keep this warm for me, please."
Yeah, and he was super into wrestling, so if we ran it, scared.
Oh, is this the kid who would like fucking drop kick you?
Yes, yeah, this was my friend that moves on.
Nice.
I love you. So we're going to this house, right?
Okay.
And because the thing is, like, this house, right? It seemed to be abandoned because there was never any cars there or anything. Like, there wasn't even a driveway. But every once in a while, the lights would be on, and you'd hear people talking. But there was never anyone. You never saw anyone leave or enter the house. There was never cars out there or anything. So it made it very, very odd. Like the house was haunted, right? And so
Yeah.
we go there and we're like, let's not go in the haunted house first. And so we ended up taking a detour over to
Chuck E. Cheese's?
like this shit. Yeah. We said fuck this. Go to Chuck E. Cheese's, and then we found.
You lost half your tickets.
Yeah,
You're
we
like,
found
fuck it, I'm done with Chuck E. Cheese. Let's go to a fucking haunted house. Fuck Chuck
the
E.
true
Cheese's.
monster was greed. No, so we decided we're gonna go into this like barn stable that they have. Not barns, just like a stable or whatever shed. But like the
Stable?
door's locked.
A stable for
There's
barns?
this huge hole in the side of the. It was a shed, and it had just this huge hole in the side of it, despite having a lock on the front door, which was just strange. I mean, it seemed huge. I mean, it was probably more like 10-year-old size. So
Yeah.
and it's big enough.
To you, it's huge, but it's really not that big.
Yeah, and so we go through, and like this, it's overgrown. It's got vines and moss, and not moss. It's got vines and shit growing up along the walls, and it's just creepy. And you know, like the old-fashioned lawnmowers.
Yeah.
It's the blades, and it doesn't have like So we saw that with what we thought was blood. Now we didn't actually investigate it. We saw the thing and it had shit all over it. We're like, that's blood. Because it was sharp and pointy and old, and we were all creeped out. And so we're like, let's get the fuck out of here. And then on the way out, we find like shotgun shell in the cornfield, which in retrospective isn't really that strange. I mean, we lived pretty. Honestly.
Okay, Chris, are you there?
Then we just hear like.
Chris,
Laughing
you're
coming
cutting
from
out massively. So you're like, which
well,
in
we're
retrospect,
gonna go play
honestly, is what I heard. Yeah, I don't know your story beyond. In retrospect,
more.
honestly.
Nothing like particularly cool. Like I told you before.
Like, can you even fucking hear me? Chris? Chris? Who can say whether Chris has... Oh, well, that's fucking Skype closing. Yeah. That, okay. Well, I guess Chris has just died. Or maybe you want to go watch that show with his mom. She's like, I'm gonna, like, make sound really garbled and, like, cut out in bits and shit. And then just close the Skype call and go fucking watch TV with my mom. Because I'm missing, like, the good shit here. So, yeah. I think that's what happened. Yeah. We'll see what happens. Okay, from here on out, the audio is like really bad. There's not much of a point to put it here because there's not much I can do edit-wise to make it sound any better, and you're just probably not going to discern most of it. But he's just like, yeah, find a shotgun shell in the Midwest. Not really that unlikely. They're all over the place. And then we said goodbye. That's pretty much it. So, see you guys later. Salutations from Chris. And hopefully there's no more shitty audio in the future.